Yeah, so like I was saying, I'm about to punch a busy clock out or punch out. I'm about to clock out for the day. And yeah, apparently, I don't know if it's just me, but the days have been really running fast. The days are unusually short. And, like it's very crazy. Like, seems like time is just flying by. And while it's a good thing at work, sometimes it feels like I don't have enough time in the day to get shit done. You understand? I don't have enough time in the day to tick off my tasks in my to-do list. And yeah, I mean, this weekend I had a couple of things I was supposed to get done, but I wasn't really able to do much there. And now it's week day again, so I have to juggle those things with work. You understand? So, that's by the wayside. So what's been up with me? I'm still building on X, but I haven't really been as consistent as I was before I got my account suspended. And I don't know what is it with me. Like, I have a couple of contents, ideas, and things I need to push out, but for some reason I just keep procrastinating on them. And I don't know, there's just this thing with, when you're involved, there's a 90-day content challenge I'm involved in. And I think I was at day 40 before my account got suspended. And that kind of messed up, that kind of messed with my momentum, because, there's a thing called the zone. When you are doing something, maybe the first 3 days is hard to do something consistently daily. You understand? But let me say, after you have done it for like 2 weeks consistently, I just feel like whatever you have done for 2 3 weeks daily consistently, you get into this kind of a flow state where you're like in the zone. And the initial difficulty it took for you to start that thing now actually levels, it actually dies down, and you find out that it becomes very easy to just keep doing that stuff. I mean, this is not news, it's all about, it's inertia. I think there's a, yeah, isn't physics talks about this shit. It's inertia, because it takes more force to get an object from rest into motion than to than the object itself to stop while in motion already. So yeah, not to bore you with all this stuff, but you get my point. So when you're already doing shit consistently, you get into this flow state where it's easy for you to just keep on doing that thing. You're in the zone. So, and when something fucks up with that momentum, it actually takes a while before you get into. But don't get me wrong, this is not an excuse to say that this is not me justifying my laziness. So I'm just saying. But yeah, I realized that I need to work extra hard to get back into that state I was, because at some point I was literally posting every day for 3 weeks, every single day. So yeah, and yeah, I'm still trying my best to get back on the horse. And me and a couple of my guys, we recently got into a job hunting challenge. It's like a session, it's like a kind of an accountability group for job hunting in Web3, where we gather on a WhatsApp call and we give real time updates while we search for the jobs. How you pitch, you can just gist and share ideas and tackle challenges together. So, all these things, it's not always about starting these challenges. It's easy to start challenge, it's easy to have a plan, you understand? But following through with what you said you would do, regardless of the initial pain, that's what actually counts. Because I can't count the number of plans, projects, ideas that I've had that didn't really see the light of day. And you know one of the philosophy that I try to live by, it's saying what you would do and doing what you said. So just that honesty, that integrity of following through with your plans, come what may. That is one ideology I try to stick by, even though I haven't done it. Um, Even though I haven't been doing it as I would have loved to. I've actually broke that system a lot of times. I've quitted on a lot of shit. So yeah, and I feel like one of the reasons for that is when you build without clarity. You understand? When you just jump into something without a clear understanding. I think one of my favorite copywriters, Andy Mukolo, he introduced a word to me that really stuck with me, which is uninformed optimism. You understand? It's when you're very enthusiastic. There's something about setting up a new challenge or a new plan or whatever. There's this optimism, there's this excitement that comes with it. That is because you're venturing into unknown territory. But when that excitement now is not contained, when it's uninformed, meaning you are not really, you don't really have an understanding of what that challenge involves. Like you don't know what, in the paths that you're about to tread on. You don't know the challenges and the hurdles that that it takes for you to get to your destination. So when all those resistance comes, it's very easy for you to say, I'm not doing this shit anymore. You understand? So that is uninformed optimism, and that is one of the reasons a lot of people quit. They venture into something new, then after a couple of weeks or even months, maybe they call it quit. So I don't know. And I feel like over time, I try my best not to get overly excited about new plans or challenges or whatever. Where my excitement comes from is when I look back on how far I've come. Understand the number of days, hours, whatever that I've put into that thing. That is when I actually start feeling excited, because a lot of my plans and projects have crashed and burned. And one of the reasons for that was premature optimism or excitement. So yeah, basically I just hope, fingers crossed, I hope this our challenge actually yields something fruitful. You understand? I hope it backdrops from this, because with the whole yapping meta that just ended on Twitter, I think it's time to pivot to something more stable. And yeah, just trying to go for copywriting, marketing, and community jobs. I'm just trying to put myself out there, and I'm trying to restructure my content strategy on X. I really don't want to just post about common knowledge, copywriting stuff, and give advice up and down. There's just something that is kind of fakish about that kind of content. So I'd rather document my journey in real time, from the shit that I've tried, from things that I've tried. What the hell am I saying? Tried. From things that I've tried that failed, to my wins, everything. Just want to document them in real time. I want it to be like a documentation or a record of things that I have done. And if there's any takeaway from there, so be it. So yeah, so that's it.